Hey, what's going on with your family? Torsten T's Guitars. We're going to talk about guitar setups, man. I love setting up guitars, okay? And I'm really good at setting up guitars, and that's because I've set up thousands of guitars. Thousands. Not 10, not 50, not 100, thousands. And um, and I'm blessed to be able to do that, and I've been able to get better and better and better and better and better, and it's kind of like guitar playing, right? It's there's you got to have a guitar, you got to have an amp, you got to, well, you can have an acoustic, but you guys know what I mean. Maybe guitar picks, certain type of strings that you use, things like that. When I'm setting up guitars, I have certain tools that I use, and it just makes the job easier. You don't need a ton of tools to learn how to set up a guitar, but when we send a guitar out, man, and one of us sets it up for you, it's set up with a lot of love. It really is. Every guitar is different. Some guitars set up real nice, real easy, and other guitars not so much. They're like relationships, man. You got to walk away from them and come back and start over. It just some guitars don't. And I'm telling you, man, some guitars just don't want to be set up. It's like they don't want to be played. I don't know what it is, man. And you just kind of fight with it and fight with it, and then, like I said, then you walk away and you say, okay, we're going to give it a break and come back, and it's nothing that you missed. It's just something happens and something clicks, and all of a sudden now it's ready to be set up for. I think they got a mind of their own. I'm not real sure, man. I'm really not. I don't know what to say about that. I know that most of the guitars that we send out are set up nice. Some are set up like just some of the guitars I set up. I'll be honest with you, man. I set up a guitar and I take it for a spin, or the ones that I do, anyways. The ones the other guys do, they do the same thing. But some of them I don't want to let go. They're just that they just play that nice. You know what I mean? And a lot of times I'll send out a text message or an email or something. Man, I just set your guitar up. The hardest thing about setting that guitar up was trying to find a way to get the wax paper back under the strings. The action so low on it, it just plays like butter. And that's a pretty cool feeling to have. And we try to get each and every one of them to go together like that. They don't always go together like that, but they're set up right. And I think that's kind of my point. And I don't know of a lot of other guitar companies out there that are doing what we do to take the time to set these guitars up. Um, but I know that it helps out a lot in our returns, or the lack thereof, I should say. We don't have a lot of returns coming back because people don't get frustrated that the guitar is not intonated, or. And just so you know, if it's not intonated, I guarantee it's like super 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 close, right? It just is. And I don't know why that would go out of whack. Maybe someone dropped it, in a UPS holding store somewhere. People, they don't care about guitars like you and I care about guitars, so they're not always fragile with them. Things may get bumped around a little bit, and I'm not making excuses. Every once in a while, one will get by us, and it's we're all human beings. We all make mistakes, and we have a pretty fail-safe process as far as our quality control goes on our guitars. It goes through several different phases of it. It's checked and checked and checked, and but that's only as good as the implementation of that, right? So if one person misses a step in that, chances are you're going to see it. So we hope that never happens, but it does happen rarely. Very, very, very rarely, but it does happen just because you can be in the middle of something and have to take a phone call or whatnot. Whatever not an excuse, whatever it is something happened to it. But I want you guys to know, be rest assured that we're going to make it right. We'll make it right no matter what it is. Um, Really proud of our lack of returns and things like that. I kind of take it to heart. Like, what do you mean that it's not perfect? Perfect is that's another thing too. I want to talk about setups. I may set up a guitar and it's perfect for me. It may not be perfect for you. I've said this before, but it's kind of like, if you and I get in the same car, man, I'm over 6'4" tall. Um, I guarantee you, if I get in your driver's seat of your car, I'm gonna push the seat all the way back. I'm gonna adjust the mirrors, and I'm gonna do it the way that I want to. And a guitar setup's not much different. A lot of people, I can't guess unless you tell me where you want your action at. So if I set it at 150, and you like your action at 2.5, I don't know what to do. So what we've done is, when you do get a setup, it's pretty cut and dry. There should be a drop down menu in the options for, I know on the SBHE series, and I'll start adding it on any pro setup. You choose your strings, and obviously, and you choose your action height. But I have drop downs to where you want your action at, and I'll put it in the middle, or we'll put it in the middle of what you choose. So if you say 1.25 to 1.5, it'll be somewhere in the middle there. You know, it'll be right in that range. It's I'd say that it's going to be, we put it in the middle of the range because of humidity and temperature and things like that is going to fluctuate just a little bit, you know, and that's going to adjust that the truss rod, right, the neck, and everything is, it's affected by humidity, it's affected by temperature. These new ball end rounded frets, we shouldn't have any issues with fret ends. We did have one issue with a fret end, which was really strange, and that was part of the setup that we missed, and we missed it. There's no excuse for it. We just straight out missed it, but got the guitar back, and sure enough, man, it had sharp fret ends on it, and no, still trying to figure out how that happened, but it did happen. Because it was just shipped, and I know that we used to ship the nickel fretted guitars a lot, and we'd sand all the fret edges and you know and make sure that they were high and tight. But by the time you got them 2-3 days later, the fret ends were sticking out again, and that was because of the cold temperatures and things like that. So a lot of people think that it takes months for a guitar fret end to come out, and it doesn't. Okay, if you subject your guitar, leave it out in the trunk for a day, and when it's 20 degrees outside, you come back, sure enough, you'll have sharp frets. But these are really easy to fix, so it's not going to slow down our process or anything like that. And be rest assured again that we'll check each and every guitar for any kind of fret issues whatsoever. I think that's it on the. We got just a few more days before the SBH, the E Series lands here. I'm like really excited about that. I haven't played one in a couple of weeks. I had those 6 production samples, and surprised they lasted as long as they did. It was a couple of weeks. I didn't advertise that we were selling them that much, so it doesn't surprise me that, because I really didn't want to sell. I wanted to play them every day, man. But they're a blast to play. What else? Oh, no, I think that's going to do it. But guitar setups are something that, like, if just after a while, I feel my way around the guitar, and when I say that, I use my fingers. I don't need to use gauges. When I first started doing this, I bought gauges and things like, not when I first started doing it, when I really started getting into setting up guitars, because I had to. I bought a bunch of pneumatic gauges and this and that, and the things that I've learned along the road, where I can put one finger on the last fret and one finger on the first fret and kind of bounce it around, and I can just tell, yeah, this neck is good, man, and then I'll move that up on the A string and the D string and move it around on different portions of the neck, and I can tell. It's gotten to that point, but that comes from, again, thousands of guitars being set up, and it's pretty cool, man. I got to tell you, I enjoy setting up guitars almost as much as I enjoy playing them. And the one thing I will say is that I'm a better guitar setup person than I am a guitar player, right? And I love to play guitar, and I play a lot. I just do a lot more. I do a lot more practice with the setups of your guys' guitars, and so that being said, be rest assured that when you get your Tees guitars, man, it'll be set up, and it'll be set up proper. It's no need to cut corners or anything like that. I mean, we just do what we do, and it shows. It shows. The results are there. So, as always, family, rock on. Have a happy holiday, man. Merry Christmas or happy whatever you celebrate, And as always, rock on, man.